You're watching another edition of the Dolphins Today mailbag. I am Will Scott answering your questions live here on our Dolphins Live show. We go live every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Gerald Stokes, $10 super chat. We appreciate you, man. Love AVG. So glad he's staying. Yeah, Andrew Van Ginkel earlier this week re-signed with the Dolphins. To be honest, it was kind of a surprise. He was getting a lot of interest from around the league, including from New England. He met with the Patriots. He met with the Raiders. I didn't think he was coming back. And then Vic Fangio, this is a true story. Vic Fangio got on the phone and was like, we need you back. You know, you can be a vital part of this defense. We're going to have a special year. So Vic Fangio had a lot to do with Andrew Van Ginkel coming back to Miami. Props to Vic and the staff for getting AVG back, because AVG is one of the better kind of role players at the linebacker position that you're going to find in this league. He's going to be heavily involved. Skitmaster, we appreciate the question. Why does it seem like our GM is waiting for the draft to get a right tackle? Who are some people he could be looking to draft? That's a good question. To be honest, I think he's gonna sign a right tackle. I don't think he's waiting until the draft. I think he's gonna sign a right tackle. He's waiting, maybe to get some cap space cleared. I think Isaiah Wynn's an option. George Fant's an option. Hopefully Cameron Fleming is an option. I think he's gonna sign a right tackle. In terms of the draft, though, I think he's gonna draft a left guard. And he could draft one as early as the second round when the Dolphins are on the clock first. Cody Mauch from North Dakota State is a name to look out for there. Carter Reimer says, trade a third, Cedrick Wilson, and maybe another pick for Derrick Henry. Carter, I hate to tell you this, the Derrick Henry dream is dead. Should it be dead? No. But it is, because the Dolphins re-signed all four of their running backs. They're probably not going to sign another running back. Now, maybe they'll draft one. But trading for Derrick Henry is just not going to happen. I'm disappointed because him in Miami would have meant Super Bowl, quite frankly. Vince Fanatic saying, when do you expect a Christian Wilkins extension to happen? I think it's going to happen here pretty soon, because he had a fantastic season this past year, nearly 100 tackles. Those numbers are unprecedented for an interior defensive lineman. I mean, the numbers that Wilk put up this year, and then you keep in mind, the locker room presence that he has. I mean, he's very well liked, good team leader. The Dolphins should look to keep him around for a long time. And by extending him, not only would you lock him up for the foreseeable future, but you'd also clear cap space. So the Dolphins should look to extend him ASAP. Should the Dolphins extend Christian Wilkins? Be the GM. E for extend or P for pass? Down in the comment section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when ad break comes, go down, chime in. Should the Dolphins extend Christian Wilkins? John Ruiz has our next question. And, of course, John Ruiz is the most aggressive GM on our channel. Draft Darnell Washington. Trade for King Derrick Henry, Jonah Williams. And what are some cuts and signings the Dolphins should do in the USFL? That's a great question. Well, the USFL season starts next month. The XFL is going on right now, to be honest, John. I haven't really watched a whole lot of it. I watched it first week and then haven't watched it since. I would love to draft Darnell Washington. I think if he's on the board, we'll take him. But the question is he going to fall to the Dolphins? Derrick Henry, I think that dream is dead. Jonah Williams is an option. If you have not watched our video on that, be sure to check that out. But Jonah Williams is most definitely an option. I will give you one USFL name, Cole Murphy. He is the best kicker in the USFL. He played for the Michigan Panthers last year. He's running it back with Michigan this year. I do not know Cole at all. I have no connections with Cole. I have no bias in terms of signing Cole Murphy. Gone Fishing 54. When are we signing a healthy, big-name offensive lineman? And, where's my jersey, man? Shout out Gone Fishing. We appreciate the $5 super chat. So, if you missed it, Gone Fishing won our jersey raffle, but he was not around to claim it. Luckily, Ivan has saved the day. Ivan is sending Gone Fishing a jersey. Ivan, if you're in the chat right now, let Gone Fishing know when the jersey is going to be on the way. Gone Fishing, I'm with you, man. They need to sign an offensive lineman and do so ASAP. Now, they did trade for Jalen Ramsey. And you go pre-order your Jalen Ramsey jersey at chatsports.com/Ramsey. They have not started shipping them out yet, but it's going to be the number 5. The number 5 is going to show up at your doorstep, not the number 0. Chatsports.com/Ramsey. Go and pick up your Jalen Ramsey jersey right now. Look, you can pre-order it. You can be one of the first ever people to have a Dolphins Jalen Ramsey jersey. That's pretty cool. $10 super chat from Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones! Saying Feeney will be out. Will beat out Liam. I 100% agree. Austin Jackson is a question mark, and Teron Armstead is injury prone. We need a lot of depth on the offensive line. I'm with you. You got to have a good backup swing tackle. I mean, my dream scenario, Chad, you get Jonah Williams, Cameron Fleming to be the right tackle, and then AJ and Brandon Shell, maybe you bring him back, could be the backup tackles. And then you all of a sudden have a lot of depth at that position. I like Feeney. I still think they should draft a guard, though. We'll see. We appreciate the $10 super chat from Chad Jones. Will Back, what's up? What position would you draft second and third round? That's a great question. I think it depends on who's available, Will. I mean, if Darnell Washington's available, I think you draft him. If Cody Mauch's available, I think you draft him. I would say guard second round, tight end or running back third round. Carter Jones, are you really to Chad? Could we still draft a running back? Well, that's a good segue there. Yes, I think the Dolphins could still draft a running back and then have Ahmed and Gaskin kind of fight for that final running back spot on the roster, assuming they carry 4 running backs. Taking a look at the current depth chart right now, you have Mostert, Wilson. You brought those guys back. They're obviously locks to make the team. And then Ahmed and Gaskin. So if you draft a running back, you'd have 5 running backs on your roster, with 4 probably going to make the team. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to sign another running back. They've re-signed all of their guys, but maybe they will draft one. I certainly would not rule the Dolphins out of that. You have a deep running back class this year. Some really solid guys going to be available, maybe second, third round. Sean Tucker, Tyjae Spears, Devin Achane. There's some good options there. Do you want to draft a running back? Again, the Dolphins probably not going to trade for Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, probably not going to sign another running back in free agency. But should they draft one? Let me know down in the comment section. Another question from Chad Jones. We appreciate you. We need depth across the line because Teron Armstead is injury prone as well. He is, but he's the best tackle in the league, arguably, when he's on the field. You just have to have some depth behind him. I wouldn't mind bringing back Brandon Shell, having him be the backup swing tackle, or at the very least compete with AJ to be the right tackle. Now, the Bills apparently were talking with Brandon Shell, but they are not going to sign Brandon Shell anymore. Waylon Witt, watching for the Philippines. We appreciate you. Could Miami get lucky and get the linebacker Jack Campbell in the draft? He might fall. Very possible. Trenton Simpson is probably not as realistic, but Campbell might be. He might be available there. Now, the Dolphins' linebacker room looks pretty good right now. So are they going to draft one? Maybe, maybe not. I want to see more of Channing Tindall next year either way. Waka Willies, what's up? Is Mike McDaniel the long-term guy? I hope so, man. I believe in Mike McDaniel, what he's building here. I think players want to play for Mike McDaniel. I think that's a reason the Dolphins are signing all these guys, because they like the culture that Mike McDaniel has built. He led the Dolphins to their first playoff appearance in 6 years in his first year as head coach. He kind of revitalized to his career. The Dolphins had one of the best offenses in the league. I want Mike McDaniel to be the coach here for 20 years. I really do. Ben, sign Isaiah Wynn and draft Cody Mauch. This would be great. Your offensive line would look like this, Ben. It'd have Teron Armstead left tackle. It'd have Cody Mauch at left guard. It'd have Connor Williams at center, Robert Hunt at right guard, Isaiah Wynn at right tackle. That's a really solid offensive line that's going to keep Tua healthy. Sebastian Chirino, first super chat. Shout out to you, man. $10 saying, how did the Dolphins rob the Rams so bad? They only gave up a third-round pick and a nobody tight end. It's crazy. Yeah, Hunter Long, wish him well, but he only had 1 career reception in his first 2 seasons. As we revisit these trade details that Sebastian Chirino just mentioned, everybody type Sebastian in the chat. Shout out to him for a super chat. Dolphins receive Jalen Ramsey. You give up a third-round pick, and you give up a tight end with 1 career reception. Absolute steal. Crazy Blade saying, should Ezukanma and Tindall be in the starting rotation? I think Channing Tindall might have a shot to win the starting job. I think it'll be David Long, but Tindall has a shot. I think at the very least, Tindall will be kind of the primary backup to David Long. Ezukanma, I mean, you look at the wide receiver room right now, he's going to be fighting for a spot on the team. I think he'll make the team. I think he should make the team. I want to see more of Ezukanma, but is he going to get more targets than, Barrios or Wilson? Probably not. Dr. Dummy Betta saying, I hate to say this, trade Emmanuel Ogbah and sign Unique Ngakoue. Well, I hate to say this. The Dolphins are not going to be able to sign Unique Ngakoue. I just think he's going to be too expensive. He's arguably the best free agent out there right now. And they don't really need Ngakoue. Now, Ogbah, his contract is somewhat of a problem. If you move him, you're probably going to have to eat a lot of that money. And I just don't know who's going to want to take on that contract. Hopefully, Ogbah's back healthy next year and performs well. Jace, what are your thoughts on the slot receiver position? Do you want to get rid of Cedrick Wilson? And do you think Braxton Berrios can fill in that position? I mean, look, if you trade Ced, you'd save about $7 million in cap space, so it's an intriguing option. I feel like Ced, though, could get more involved this year, have a better year than he did last year. But if you're able to trade him, get rid of that contract, yeah, that's intriguing. Timothy Washington, which Dolphins player or players are on the hot seat? It's a great question. Liam Eichenberg is very much on the hot seat. I mean, his seat is hotter than a volcano right now. I mean, you have got to move on from Liam Eichenberg. Austin Jackson's seat's very hot. Cedrick Wilson, you can make the argument that his seat is hot. Defensively, Ogbah, his seat is hot. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know if they're going to move on from anybody else. They've obviously gotten rid of a few guys like Byron Jones, but I don't know if they're going to move on from anyone else. They might restructure some deals to free up some cap space.